Welcome back to Geometry Classroom. Today we'll have an introduction to circles. In this lesson, we'll identify and define main parts of a circle. But before that, let's define what is a circle. A circle is a simple closed shape in Euclidean geometry. It is the set of all points in a plane that are at the same distance from a given point called center of the circle, right? In other words, all these points on this curve, right, are at the same distance from the center of the circle. Next, we define the main parts of a circle. First, we define radius and diameter. Radius is the distance, right, from the center of the circle, right, which is this one, let's say O, to the circumference of the circle, right? In other words, is the distance from the center of the circle to the circumference of the circle. Let's say O. So, this segment, right, we call it radius. Diameter is a line segment, right, going through the center of a circle, right, connecting 2 points on the circumference, right? It is twice as the radius. So, the diameter would be this segment, right? Let's say BC. Yeah, it's called diameter. It passes through the center of the circle. Good. Other parts. Another part of a circle is a chord of a circle. What is a chord? A chord is a line segment that joins any 2 points on a circle, like here, right? So, a chord is a line segment, right, that join any 2 points on the circle or on the circumference of the circle, right? Let's say the longest chord in a circle is the diameter itself, right? Also, the diameter is a chord, right? Good. Another part of a circle is secant. Yeah, secant. Secant of a circle is a line, right, that intersect a circle in 2 different points. Now, probably you'll ask me, what is the difference between a secant and a chord? Because both intersect a circle in 2 different points on the circumference. Now, a chord is a segment, right? Which means has 2 endpoints. A chord, right, stops on the edge of the circle, while a secant, as we can see, goes beyond the circle, right? Is a line. Remember, these 2 arrows indicate a secant goes in both directions to infinity, right? But in the same time, intersect the circle in 2 different points. Good. Another part of a circle is so-called tangent. Tangent of a circle is again a line Do you see here? These two arrows indicate this is a line. Is a line that intersects a circle in exactly one point, right? In this case is K. This point is called point of tangency. Yes? We'll see in a future lesson this tangent has a certain properties, a specific property. Good. Another part of a circle is so-called central angle of a circle. A central angle of a circle is an angle whose vertex is in the center or at the center of the circle, which is O, right? And whose sides are radii, right? As we can see, OP and OQ are radii, yes? So, in other words, a central angle of a circle is an angle whose vertex is in the center of the circle and whose sides are radii. Another part of a circle is so-called inscribed angle, right? An inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle, right, on the circumference, and whose sides are chords, right? As we can see, an inscribed angle doesn't have its vertex at the center, but on the circle. And its sides are chords of the circle. Another part of a circle is so-called arc of a circle. An arc of a circle is a part of the circumference, like here, right? Look. Yes. But this is just a part of the circumference, right? The circumference, is another part, circumference, is the length of the circle, right? Now, as we can see, this is just a part of the circumference, right? And we call this part of the circumference arc. Now, an arc is defined by either its measure, that is measured either in radians or degrees, or is measured by its length, which means in centimeters, feet, inches, and so on. Good. An arc, right, of a circle could be a minor one or a major one. Now, how we identify a minor arc and a major arc? A minor arc is the shortest distance along the circumference of a circle between 2 points on the circle, right? Minor arcs are usually denoted by 2 letters, right? For example, is the shortest distance between 2 points on a circle. In this case, this is a minor arc, right? Why? Because this is the shortest distance between C and B, right? Good. And this is a major arc is the longest distance along the circumference of a circle between 2 points on a circle, right? In other words, this is a major arc, right? Because it's the longest distance. This is the shortest one, and this is the longest one. And That's why we call it major, right? We denote a major, or we name a major arc using 3 letters, right? And the symbol for arc is this one. Let's say we denote a major arc by BC, right? And this symbol means arc. Or we can, this is a minor, right? Minor arc. And the major arc, let's say, is denoted by 3 letters. Let's put one more letter here. Let's use a blue color to be consistent. Yeah, let's see E, right? So, is CEB is a major arc. But sometimes you may have diagrams or pictures without the letters. How you identify in this case a minor arc and a major arc? By looking, simply looking at the distance between the given points, right? If the distance between the points on the circle is the longest one, is a major arc. If the distance between the given points on the circle is the shortest one, is a minor arc. Good. Another part of a circle is a so-called semicircle. Semicircle is half of a circle or of its circumference. Remember, the circumference is the distance around the circle, right? Is the length of the circle. Half of this circumference is called semicircle. Another part of a circle, as you see, there are a lot of parts in a circle, is arc length of a circle, right? The arc length of a circle is the distance along the arc, right, between 2 points. For example, M and N. So this is arc length, is a portion of the circumference. Now, for now, this is all we have regarding parts. Now, let's have a few examples of parts of a circle. Look, in this case, it says this is a picture of what? Now, as we can see, we have 2 points, right? And the distance between these points, right? The distance between these points is a longer one, right? Is the longest one. Because this is the longest distance between 2 points on the circumference of a circle. This picture is a picture of a major arc, right? Is a major arc. Another picture. We have 2 points on the circumference and the distance on the circumference between these points. As we can see that this distance is the shortest one, which means this picture is a picture of a minor arc. This is a picture of half of a circle, right? And we know the half of a circle is called semicircle or semicircle. Yes? This is a picture of, this is a line segment, right, that join 2 points on the circumference and passes through the center of the circle. So this segment would be a diameter, right? Is a diameter. Another practice problem. The distance from the center of a circle to the boundary of a circle, half of the diameter, right, is called radius, right? So, is something like that. Is the distance from the center of the circle to the boundary of the circle, right? This picture is a picture of a radius. Next. A segment or chord that runs through the center of the circle, the longest chord, right? So, is a chord that passes through the center of the circle and is the longest one. Remember, such a chord is called diameter, right? Is diameter. Good. A segment with two endpoints on the circle, yes, is something like that. Is a chord, right? A chord is a segment, not a line, a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. Another example, another practice problem. This is a picture of a radius. Why? Because a radius is a segment that joins the center of the circle and one point on the circle, on the circumference. Again, this is a picture of a chord. Why? Because a chord has both endpoints on the circle. Yes? The long way around a circle that is greater than 180, right? Let's say Mn is this portion, right, is called major arc, right? Is the longest distance. Is a major arc. Good. The short way around the circle that is less than 180 is called minor arc. Is this one. This is minor and this is major. Good. When the distance from one point to the next on the circle is exactly 180, right? Like in this case. Let's say this one. So that portion is called semicircle or semicircle. Now, what is this called? Remember, this is a line this time, right, that intersect a circle in two different points. So, such a line is called secant. What is this called? Is a line that intersects a circle at exactly one point, called point of tangency. That's why this line is called tangent. A given point directly in the middle of a circle, right, is something like that. this point is called center, right? It's called center. Another one. The place where the tangent tangent line touches the circle is something like that. Let's say A, yeah? A is called point of tangency, right? Good. Another one, similar circles that share a common center are concentric circles. Concentric circles are circles that have the same center. And probably the last one. Circles with exactly the same radius measures congruent circles, right? Good. Now, for now, that is all we have. We'll have another lesson with parts of circles, because we go over all of these parts in the future, in the near future. Thank you for watching my video.